You might hear it here. Every once in a while we got some firecracks going there. And you know what that means, don't you? Independence Day here in the United States of America, formerly known as the colonies. We're celebrating the birthday of our great nation. So, I figured I'd give you a little bit of history in case you didn't know what happened, what went on, etc. So here we go. So get your sparklers, get your snakes, get your smoke bombs, and your bang snaps, and sit back, relax, and get ready for a little bit of history from old Poe. So if you didn't know, our people was over here for a little while by this point, and we're just doing the best we can. We're doing the best we can, but we had no representation to take back to King George III. Nobody was representing us yet. He was taxing us like crazy on everything. He didn't care what we had to say. And we said, we just need a voice here. We need to let you know you're taxing us, man. And wow, inflation, sound familiar? Things are out of control here, and the price of tea is ridiculous. And you know, we all love our tea. Love that Lipton, you know, and Nestea, iced tea. So please stop taxing us somewhat. So it's getting crazy. We can't afford it, and we need our tea, or we'll get angry. So George III was pretty much, well, go fuck yourself, is what he did. He said, we sent people over there to take over the land and make us more money. That's the bottom line. That's the business bottom line. We need a good fiscal year here. We need to make money, so price goes up on tea. So pretty soon, people's getting mad, and anywhere they can buy that oak barrel tea, the dried tea, you know, your Dollar Generals and your Family Dollars and stuff, they's putting them little stickers of George III next to it, to the price every time it rose. And little stickers of them that said, I did that. I raised that price of the tea. And though it was humorous, shopkeepers didn't care for it. And what pissed off King George III, and you know, he didn't think it was very funny. But yeah, every time they did it, the shopkeepers would peel them stickers off, and there'd be another dozen of them stickers in its place, because people's mad, and rightfully so. You ain't gonna be raising the taxes on them teas all the time. So you get a group of rowdies, like you did in Boston, a lot of Irish descent. They said, you know, enough of this. We're gonna dump it all right in the water. You're gonna raise the price, we're gonna dump it. We ain't gonna pay for it. We're gonna take it from the stores, and we're gonna dump it square in the water. And you know, you can, George III, you can take that tea and you can shove it straight up your royal hiney. Is what they said to him when they did that. And that pissed him off to no end. So then George III goes to Twitter, and he's on there, and he's just talking shit and offending people left and right. And you know, we chose a leader in George Washington, and George III's like, oh, you think you're George? I'm George, motherfrigger. And talk smack, and they was talking smack back and forth on the Twitter, and next thing you know, they says, you know what, we're going to come and we're going to smack that Yankee right out your mouth. That's what we're going to do. You're going to throw my tea away into the water? You're looking for an ass whooping. That's what you're doing, George Washington. Now, George Washington, he was a tough ass. I mean, he had wooden teeth, for God's sake. He wasn't going to put up with any shit. He said, come on over here, but all you're going to do is you're going to kiss my patriot ass is what you're going to do, George III. Come on over. We're waiting for you. And so we had to be ready. We had to come up with a plan, and the plan was, if they come by land to attack us, put one lantern up in the old church tower. If they come by sea, put two lanterns up there in the old church tower, and we'll know, and we'll let everybody know how they're coming at us. Sounds like a plan. Now, what did that plan entail? Well, I'm going to tell you. He's a famous gentleman. Paul McCartney was told to watch for them lanterns. Old Paul McCartney was told to watch for them lanterns. And when he saw one of them light up, or two of them light up, get on that horse and you ride like a mother. And you yell, the British are coming, the British are coming. And that's exactly what he did. He saw them two lanterns. He was like, oh, what are we going to do now? We got to do something about this. Oh, and he's on his horse, and he's riding like the Dickens. And he's yelling, the British are coming. He's letting everybody know. And everybody's lighting their candles. They're waking up. They're like, who's making all the ruckus? It's that Paul McCartney again. He's waking us up. What's going on? It took them a little bit. You know, they got the brain fog going because they're tired. And they got to get up for the work day. And work days back then were 23 hours a day. 23 hours. You got 1 hour of sleep. All of a sudden, you got Paul McCartney yelling and screaming, and it takes you a minute. It's going to take you a minute. You had 1 hour to sleep, have dinner, and have relations with your wife. Teach your kid how to play paintball, and that was it. So, you know, you made the best of your time, and you got somebody yelling about the British were coming. It took you a minute. And old Paul was like, somebody's knocking at the door, somebody's ringing the bell, somebody's knocking at the door, somebody's ringing the bell. Do me a favor, get off your fat ass, let 'em in, so I can shoot 'em with a musket ball. Sister Susie, Brother John, Cousin Eddie, he's an ex-con, laying around, not doing a thing. Open the door, get off your fat ass, and open that damn door. Now, the colonists learned a lesson or two from fights and when they were over there from the Native Americans, and that was, you don't march down the center of the road tooting your horns and whatnot. You hide behind something, and that's something that the British didn't have. They wore bright red coats, hence the name, red coats, and they marched right down Main Street, to the music. Oh, we're gonna shoot ya. Here we come, it's time to shoot you good, and you're gonna stand there while we play music, and boom, we're gonna shoot you, and we got the bayonets, and we're gonna stab you and gut you, and rip your intestines out, and you're gonna just do it, and you're gonna be happy about it, and then you'll just be taxed, and get back to normal, and no more of them stickers say I did that. So the colonists, they knew to hide behind trees and rocks. They're the ones that originated take cover. Well, the Native Americans did, but then the colonists said take cover. Like all you kids here in your Call of Duty games, take cover. That's what that means. Hide yourself. Don't walk down the middle of the street to get shot at. And that's what they did. And the British were like, hey, whoa, no fair. What are you doing? This is fair. You're supposed to march down the street like us and let us kill you and tax the shit out of you. And the colonists were like, we're going to hide. We're going to shoot you. Pure and simple. That's guerrilla warfare. And the colonists had stockpiles of weapons. I mean, these were farmers and these were rough guys. You know, these were laborers, and they all had their own guns for hunting anyway and for protection of the family. They had guns, they had pitchforks, they had hand grenades and Uzis, and you weren't going to mess with these guys. And the British didn't like that either. They were like, hey, you can't have them guns. Give up them guns. You should be throwing them in the water, not the tea. And the colonists were like, you ever hear of the Second Amendment, bitch? Yeah, bitch. Second Amendment. I got my guns. And that's what they did. They all had guns and took the Brits by surprise, you know, and overwhelmed them. And ended up winning the war, and that was the birth of our nation in 1776. So they won it. They won the war, and they said, here we are. This is the birth of our nation. This is the United States. We're not the friggin' colonies anymore. The United States of America. 1776. Let's all go and sign the Declaration of Independence. And that's what they did. And they said, we are independent. Now let's be independent together.
Hey, what do you say we both be independent together, huh?
We are one nation under God, liberty and justice for all. And that is the story of how we became a free nation. And, everybody signed that paper and everybody was happy. And we weren't taxed so much on our tea. We had representation now. And that's very important. And now our representation is all bought and paid for, and that's a shame. Our government has bought and paid for, is what I was saying. And, you got to be independent. You got to have people that fight for your rights and people that will represent you properly. And we had that beautiful flag that was made by Diana Ross, since we were no longer under England's flag, Britain's flag. And King George III was just like, okay, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. And Washington was like, hey, yeah. And they were like, Washington, be our president. He's like, all right, I'll be your president. And he was. Cool dude. Wooden teeth. Couldn't tell a lie. Chopped down a cherry tree and told his dad all about it. Told on himself. That's the American way. Tell on yourself every time. If you don't, you ain't American. But now we are the best of friends with our brothers and sisters from England. We love you. Salute, salute, salute. Tesmo, MW Games, Savage. We love you. You're our brothers. And even though our great-great-great-great-great-grandfathers murdered each other in the streets and ripped each other's entrails out and whatnot, we can laugh about it now. It's pretty funny if you think about it, right? So, we're all good. Peace out. Love you. Happy Independence Day, 4th of July, 2022. See you later, everybody.
Oh, Nacho. Come here, Nacho. No biting. No bite. Ooh, no biting. Oh, Nacho, stop.